Yo, what's up, guys? Yours Patriarch here, and welcome to another reaction. This is week 3, on October 23rd, 2020, and today we're gonna be do what we normally do is react to some Llama Arts stuff. So today, we're gonna react to two Llama Arts. React to Scary True Pool horror stories and school lockdowns. So yeah, if you guys want to see more in the future, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I had a lot of pool. I used to go to the pool a lot when I was little, and I had so much fun going. The only problem I probably had was going to the pool was usually when I go to the pool, my every time I get out or it's time to go, I'll have like water always in my ear, and it'll last for like a few hours, and then it'll get out and then the water will get out like couple of like hours ago. But yeah, I love going to pool when I was little, but due to the cough, now I don't go as often as I normally go to. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started.
It was approaching the end of summer, and my friends and I wanted to do some cool, mischievous things before going back to school. So, we had the genius idea one night to sneak into a nearby community pool. It was actually only a couple blocks away. It's right smack in the middle of a residential area, so instead of sitting on a main road or something, it actually just sat around a bunch of houses on a quiet road. During a hot day, the little parking lot would be full, and the spot would be bustling. But
Makes
at 8 in
sense.
the morning, the place was of course dead.
Yeah, it makes sense.
There's obviously a big fence surrounding the whole front entrance, as well as a cage that gets closed up when the place closes. So our best way was to get in through the side. We snuck into the backyard.
Wait, was that? That hat looks familiar.
It was as easy as that. The four of us took off our shirts and jumped into the pool, which in retrospect wasn't smart, since any of the neighbors could have heard the splashes and just called the police.
True.
But we were dumb high schoolers.
And that makes sense too.
It was very, very dark within that whole enclosing. This pool.
Then again, I'm a high school too, so I probably would do some dumb crap like this.
James, Courtney, and Alyssa were on the other side of the pool, as I was just kind of doing my own thing at first, swimming around and getting my face wet.
Is that a Dead by Daylight
I saw Alyssa
hat?
get out of the pool shortly.
That hat looks familiar, honestly.
I swam over to see what was going on. She was just going to the water fountain, though. The three of us just bopped around in the water for a bit, and eventually we heard Alyssa jump back into the pool from the other side. It was too dark to see much more than her black hair covering her face.
Oh, heck no, that is not Alyssa.
Alyssa playfully called something to us as she was walking back to the pool.
Look at that thing. Or look at her. Compare her to that thing that they just saw. No, dude.
Counting heads. There were three of us on this side of the pool, and here came Alyssa walking over to us.
Look at her. Compared to that thing, compared to Alyssa to this, or to that thing over there, no. That thing, she looks like, I never watched the movie, but I remember she's in this movie. But there's a movie called The Ring where there's this like girl that comes out of the TV and somehow kills you. That thing looks just like this thing in the water. That thing is so freaking creepy.
On the other side, Alyssa got in. The three of us were distracted, looking at the head bopping around the water across the pool.
That thing's so creepy.
James said across the pool, "Who is that?" Not even 2 seconds later, the head went underwater and disappeared from view.
Oh no, get out the pool.
We took this time to
Get out the pool. It's already over.
With that security. And should we run?
Obviously.
Suddenly I felt something grab my leg with force,
Oh.
pulling me down into the water.
That ain't good.
I kicked, splashed, and yelled for help. James came over to pull me out of the pool, while the girls were already running.
They said, screw you.
It wasn't until I got to the stairs.
Screw you, I'm out here.
The grip on my leg was released, and I was free. We hopped the same fence we climbed over to get in, and ran all
He left
the way
his
back
hat.
to Alyssa's house.
He left the hat.
That was a security guard. That is, until they literally tried to pull me under the water. We don't know what to think. There are a few possibilities. Maybe it was just another kid messing with us. Maybe it was a security guard who went way too far. Or most likely, It was a dangerous person who had ill intent.
Most likely. Oh God. Oh God, no! Get that thing on my face. That was good, honestly. But I don't know. I honestly don't know what this thing is. Maybe it could be some someone with ill affection. It could be a security guard, but I think the most likely is just a random kid or just someone who had like problems. I'm just saying, but that thing is so creepy. And the fact that they didn't get out the pool, and there's the fact that he forgot his hat right here. So probably the person who found it, he said, "Oh, there's a hat there. Might as well take it." All right. Overall, that was not bad. But yeah. Next person will react. Or next story we will react to is school lockdown stories anime. Now, I had a lot of school lockdowns. Back in middle school. It was so dumb though, just because back in middle school we would have these school lockdowns, and every time a school lockdown would happen, there'll be classmates that'll be laughing their butts off, and I mean, I would laugh a little bit too during lockdowns, but at the same time in my mind I'm just like, why are you laughing over a lockdown? You know, you probably, if someone was actually like inside the building, they could like hear you, but. Yeah, middle school for me, I won't lie, even, there were some funny moments, but overall, I think middle school was honestly really fun. But yeah, let me know your stories if you somehow have stories for these, like pool or lockdown, but yeah, without further ado, let's get it.
It was a typical boring day in calculus, only it was Friday, 7th period, meaning the week was almost over and spring break would finally be upon us.
By the way,
everybody was getting antsy.
By the way, I am reacting to this after school. Just a little side note. Once after school like around, because usually I get out around 3:30. Once 3:30 gets out, I already was starting to record, because I know what I'm going to do for the weekend.
In their seats, I could tell. We didn't have a test that day like a lot of my friends did with their other teachers, so our teacher in the middle of class just decided to start playing games with us on Sporkle.com. He was a very laid-back teacher like that. As we were doing some brand logo quiz on Sporkle, I remember the exact moment it happened. Right after my friend answered a question, I remember the exact answer too, Adidas. The dean's voice came through the loudspeaker. He sounded panicked and frantic as he told all the teachers this was not a drill and to go into lockdown. I actually got the chills, and I got goosebumps on my arms as our usually laid-back teacher too seemed panicked as he ran to turn off the lights and ushered us to the back corner of the room. We all sat in silence for about 2 minutes.
Dang, this really does give me like middle school vibes.
Indicating that the
other than like all laughing, oh my
we all
gosh.
looked at each other, realizing this must be serious. A few more minutes of waiting later, we heard a man screaming at the top of his lungs coming down the hallway.
Oh.
2 girls in the class actually started crying, which made all of us even more scared.
They better shut up. I'm just gonna say that. They better shut up.
The lunatic-sounding man started banging on the lockers while screaming, "I'll kill all of you." It was at that moment that I started to fear for my life. My teacher shushed us as we all looked at each other to see our peers' reactions.
My bad.
The banging then moved from the lockers to our classroom door. And that's when one of the crying girls screamed no.
Yo, shut up!
The banging on the door only grew worse as the man started screaming, "Open up." 2 of the girls in the class were crying out loud.
Oh my god.
It felt like an eternity.
Got 2 girls crying, and then you gotta do this. Who wants to?
Eventually, he finally continued down the hallway, screaming like a mentally insane person until we could not hear him anymore. I'd say 10 minutes later, though it felt like half an hour given the situation, the dean came back on the loudspeaker explaining the situation, which was surprising for him to do.
Wow.
He explained that some apparently mentally unstable person entered the building and assaulted the woman sitting at the front desk, causing her to flee the building screaming, and staff wasn't sure if the man was armed or not.
Wow.
Now, this was before the school had cameras or could afford proper security, So the school was wide open to something like this happening.
That's true.
The staff had
Honestly,
done a
school.
sweep of all the hallways
Not
and
much schools have,
classrooms and couldn't
or
find him. So the
well, right now, well, kind of, since like normally schools would right now schools would have cameras in case something happens to the school. But back then, yeah, this was a big. This can happen any day. It could be just like a random person just come from the school, and he could be just doing what he does in the story. It's crazy though. But now, due to like the cough, normally people don't go to school now. They do online.
And to not let any students leave for any reasons. The most disturbing part, however, is that one of the janitors working the night shift found the man sleeping in one of the storage closets near the back end of the school. And according to rumors that were spread by my peers, sticking out of his pocket was a .44 Magnum. The janitor must have done something stupid to wake him up. For example, leaving the closet door open, because by the time a police officer could arrive on the scene, the man was gone.
Dang.
My entire class, as far as I know, to this day, has no idea if this man was ever found, but I like to think that right now, he's being given the proper help that he needs.
When he needs to get in some milk. yeah, I'm gonna go that far, but yeah, that'll be it for you guys. If you guys like this, make sure to like, subscribe. And yeah, tomorrow,
What did you need to go outside for?
I'll see you guys next time.